Hey everybody, what's up? It's Aggie here with Baseball Prodigy YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about an epidemic in the game, what I call malpractice of young pitchers, okay? Before I do, I'd like you to like, share, subscribe to our channel and share this video to people that might be interested in the content that we provide on the game on the field, the game off the field, and obviously college baseball recruiting. It's what we do best. All right, so as a former Division I pitcher, as a former almost 8-year professional pitcher who's had Tommy John surgery when I was 27, 28 years old, and then as a Major League scout, I've noticed an epidemic across youth and high school baseball specifically. And I'm just gonna call you out. It's high school coaches' fault, and then it's the parents' fault, okay? And I mean that lovingly, but guys, something has to change, and here's what I'm talking about. So when I was a pro pitcher, we would go down to spring train usually around February 15th, and our first game wouldn't be till April 1st. Now, I had been throwing since probably January 1st, and I'm ramped up, and I'm a pro athlete, okay? So I'm, in the best shape I can go in, come into spring train, competing for a position, ready to break with the team, doing all those things. But my first bullpens might have been 20, 25 pitches down on the bullpen mounds in Florida or Arizona, wherever the spring train was at. And then the next outing might be 30, 35 pitches. And I'm working half from the windup, half from the stretch. And I'm throwing long toss on my off days, and I'm doing arm care work, and I'm doing all those sorts of things as I'm preparing for the season. And so what's happening is that's at the professional level. They're giving us 6 full weeks to ramp up. So my first outing might have been a live batting practice session against 3 hitters. They might be like, Aggie, hey, you're going to throw 20 pitches to 3 hitters a day. Okay. And they might put a runner on first to create a live situation or whatever with, once I get 2 outs or something. So you're putting into game-like situations. Then you're going to do that again 3 days later. Then you're going to build up the pitch counts. You're going to do that again 4 days later if I was a starter. Okay. So then, by the time I get to April 1st, my first outing, even once the season started, as a professional athlete, 22, 23, 24 years old, great condition, great shape, all that other stuff, might be 70 pitches, 75 pitches, max, okay? Major league level, a little different, but minor leagues, this is how they kind of bring you through the system. College level, similar, but also seeing some problems there. But at the high school and youth level, there's an epidemic that's happening. I'm seeing pitchers who don't have good mechanical work, don't have strong bodies, aren't ready to do it fully. Coaches going, oh, okay, well, you threw 3 or 4 bullpen sessions and you threw an inning last week. All right, 80 pitches, 97 pitches. Guys, that's malpractice. That is awful. There's so much information out there that allows you to have a program in place to take your pitchers through a proper progression so that they don't hurt themselves. One of the reasons, not all the reasons, but one of the reasons why there's so much arm care issues, right? With all the focus on velocity, with all the focus on intensity of throwing and all this other stuff, guys, motor patterns are poor and they're broken, but also the lead-up process to preparing a player to pitch is broken, and it needs to change and it needs to fix. And parents, you have a duty to your son to fix it. Do not let a high school coach who's ill-trained, who doesn't care, and all he wants to do is win a game, don't let him ruin your son's career, okay? And I'm not calling out all high school coaches. I know there's some good ones out there who do follow progressions, but I'm saying across the board, every single spring I get, and I'm not kidding you when I say this, I bet you I get 30 to 40 phone calls from parents at the youth and high school level that are saying, Aggie, please, what can we do? And I go to the coach and tell him your son's not pitching. And they go, I can't do that. What will happen? He'll da-da-da-da. And I go, that guy's going to have no positive bearing on your son's future, but he could have an extremely negative bearing on your son's future. You're a parent. What matters more, winning a high school game in February or your son being able to have the opportunity to go as far as he can in the game of baseball? You have to have perspective on this. Step in, okay? If you don't step in, then you're complicit in the malpractice. You can't do that, okay? So it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch because there's too much information out there. You would never do this in the weight room. You would never do this as a track sprinter. You would never do any of this, raising the intensity that much to 3x, 4x, 5x what you're used to doing just because a game happens. You would never do that in any other aspect, any other athletic event. Why are we doing it in pitching? Because their arms are being torn apart. That's why you're seeing such an epidemic in arm care or arm surgeries, which is, when we have all this information about arm care, the surgeries are going through the roof. And, I'll do another video on some other thoughts on that, but guys, step into this. Make sure that your kids are healthy. High school coaches, please stop doing stuff that's hurting the kids just for the sake of winning some game that doesn't matter. It just simply doesn't matter. But these kids' future does matter. So do something about it. As always, guys, we appreciate it. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk soon.